My name is Daniel. I'm 32 now, and for most of my life I believed family came first, especially when it came to my little sister, Emily. We grew up in a modest home. My parents struggled with money, but they always made it clear that Emily was the bright star of the family. She was the one destined for great things. I, on the other hand, wasn't much of a scholar. After high school, I didn't go to college. I worked odd jobs, saved what I could, and tried to build a life from scratch. When Emily got accepted into a prestigious university, my parents were ecstatic, but completely unprepared to pay the tuition. That's when I stepped in. I had been working long hours at a construction company, saving every dollar. College was never in the cards for me, but I wanted my sister to have what I never had. So I wrote the first check, then another, and another. For 4 years, I covered Emily's tuition, rent, books, and even her food. I sacrificed vacations, nights out, and any chance of moving into a nicer apartment. Every paycheck I earned went straight into her future. She graduated with honors. I was so proud. I thought she'd recognize the sacrifices I made, but what happened instead nearly broke me. At her graduation party, surrounded by friends and family, someone asked Emily how she managed to pay for such an expensive school. I expected her to say something about me, or at least thank the family. Instead, she laughed and said, "Oh, my parents worked so hard for me. Daniel, he's just, still stuck in construction. He never really did much with his life." The words hit me like a punch to the gut. Everyone laughed awkwardly, and I stood there in silence, holding the same drink I had bought with money I could barely spare. That night, I went home and cried. Not because I needed recognition, but because the one person I sacrificed everything for had just erased me. Weeks later, Emily landed a high-paying job in the city. She bought designer clothes, went on fancy trips, and posted pictures online with captions like, "Hard work pays off." Hard work? Whose hard work? Whenever I tried to talk to her about it, she brushed me off. "Daniel, don't be so dramatic. You chose to help me. That doesn't mean you get credit for my success." Credit? I never wanted credit. I wanted respect, gratitude. A little acknowledgement that without me, she wouldn't have had the opportunities she was now enjoying. The final straw came when she introduced me to her new circle of friends. One of them asked me what I did for a living, and before I could answer, Emily smirked and said, "He's just a construction guy. Nothing special." Just a construction guy, the same construction job that had built her entire future. That night I walked away. Not just from Emily, but from the role I had been playing my whole life. The silent supporter, the invisible backbone. I poured my energy into myself for the first time. I worked my way up from laborer to site manager. Then I started my own contracting company. Within a few years, I was making more money than Emily, with a team of employees who respected me. The day she reached out, asking if I could invest in her new startup, I didn't hesitate. I said no. I told her, "You once told everyone I was nothing." Well, this nothing built his own future without erasing anyone else. Her silence on the other end was the sweetest closure I've ever had. Today I live in a house I built myself. I drive a truck I paid for in cash. And while Emily still pretends online that she did it all alone, I don't care anymore. Because I know the truth. Sometimes the biggest lesson family teaches you is who not to sacrifice for.